Hello everyone and welcome to episode 188 of Report This Post, the podcast about bad posts and bad people. My name is Geiger and that is Christian.
There are no words that can tell the hidden spirit of the wilderness, that can revel its mysteries, its melancholy, and its charm.
And we're your hosts with the posts. Every week, Christian, myself, or a listener select a different topic and then find horrible posts for your listening pleasure. This week's topic, as chosen by a listener named Ellery, is the great outdoors.
That's right.
Outside.
Outside, that thing we know and love, right, listeners?
Touch grass. When people say that, that's what they're talking about. It's not just an internet
It's not just a
words.
saying. Yeah, it's not just a meme.
It actually refers to something that's outside of your home.
Now, what is that exactly?
Yeah, so the great
Just
outdoors
kidding.
encompasses a lot of different things. Why don't we hear from Ellery, who chose this topic? We reached out, and she had to say this.
Sure, she, I guess, did.
Yeah, I guess so. It's certainly a name that should be a lady's name. She decided to, the reason she chose this topic, she chose it for her brother Tom, who's, quote, more grizzled and outdoorsy by the day. National parks, hiking and camping, the Appalachian Trail, surviving by drinking your own urine, getting trampled to death by buffalo, tourists falling into pools of acid and getting vaporized. Most of all, this goes out to the scores of people who just go missing in the national park system and are never found. R.I.P.
Huh? Perfect. What a send off for this episode.
Yeah,
Great
I'm
opening.
sure this will honor their memories, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So what's your experience with the great outdoors?
I would say I'm a proficient outdoors person. I used to do quite a bit of hiking. I have done a lot of camping in my time. Go kayaking, canoeing quite frequently. Just a week ago went canoeing. I like being outside.
Yes.
I do. I enjoy it, but not for too long. I would not do a whole Appalachian Trail hike. That seems stupid.
Yeah.
So.
Not into that necessarily. I do enjoy it as well. I enjoy the getaway mostly. It's difficult in Florida. It's very hot outside.
Yes.
And also it's mostly just flat, ugly swampland.
Yep.
So it's not very typically exciting.
No.
But been to a handful of national parks. Been to Yosemite National Park. Been to Crater Lake. Beautiful.
Ooh, yeah.
Over there in Oregon. A couple others, I'm sure. Smoky
Yeah,
Mountains.
all the national parks are over on the kind of the west side of the country, where it seems to be the
That's
best.
where most of them are.
The best ones are, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely had plans to go to a bunch more, but then I decided to have kids instead, which was a great idea.
Yep, and then you'll just plan to do it until you die, and
Yep.
never actually do it. So
Correct.
that's fun.
That's how it goes. Yeah. So, yeah, we touch on a lot of that stuff in this episode. And a lot of the usual dumb assholes online have opinions about things that are just nonsense. And I'm sure we'll hear some of them starting now when we read some posts.
Okay, great. We're starting. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Cool. From Reddit.
Unless there was more you had to say about the great outdoors.
Nope.
Awesome.
From Reddit. Hi, R hiking. How do you masturbate on the trail? I frequently hike and camp with large groups of people and am constantly struck with the desire to masturbate. I usually make the group stop and wait for about 15 minutes while I tell them I'm going off to take a crap. They usually see me pretty clearly, though, because of how bright my windbreaker and pack are. I don't want to use earth tones because I'm afraid of being lost, and camo is just weird. I don't want them to think I'm a weirdo, but I get the feeling that they know what I'm doing. So I'm wondering, are there any trails, times of years, or gear that would help me find some alone time? Any tips to help or help to improve my situation would be appreciated. Thanks in advance. And Reddit user days_and_confused_, great snag, replied, if you want to masturbate, you should probably just go alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe stay home. There's plenty of options here. It's just not good if you're pre-planning to jerk off on a hike.
Just hiking through the woods and like, hey, folks, I gotta pinch off a loaf and then stepping 10 feet off the path and just jacking off.
Bright green windbreaker on, and then the swishing of the windbreaker as he's jerking off. You got a very interesting crapping method over there, Kurt.
It's a lot of rubbing going on.
Yeah. But camo's weird, so...
Camo's weird. Jacking off with your friends within earshot. Not so weird.
Yeah. I'm going to guess this guy does similar things, even at home. Even on the inside of the house.
Hey, I'm getting up for a beer. Does anybody need anything? Just standing behind the open fridge door, jacking off.
With the windbreaker on, too. High visibility, just in case.
It's a key component. Cannot get off without wearing the windbreaker.
Yeah. I'm sure that's got to be something for someone,
a fetish?
Right?
Oh, for sure. Like parachute pants or some guy in the 80s put parachute pants on for one time, was like, I'm going to bust a
This
nut.
is it. This is my calling.
Just horny for the swishing pants noise.
It's a good noise.
Okay, folks.
You know what? I bet that's an ASMR, right? ASMR windbreaker swish. Let's see. We have a winter coat scratching.
Mm-hmm.
It's just someone swishing their winter coat around. Well, that's good enough for that.
You could do ASMR or anything. Now you know when you want to start your YouTube channel. Just top-down video of just your hands just moving a jacket around on a table for 25 minutes. You're going to get 50,000 views on it.
I will keep that in mind for the next stage of my my career.
When you pivot to becoming more of an influencer, sure.
Hey, this is from the subreddit r witches versus patriarchy.
Oh, man, that stinks.
Calling all nature witches. Which I think should be just about all of them, right? Anyway. 4 years ago, I destroyed my knee. I had a terrible eating disorder and exercised until my knee had almost no fluid and I was grinding bone on bone.
Christ.
I spent years trying to recover. I also got some hormonal issues and depression last year and gained 100 pounds. So my knee and my weight have practically disabled me. I can barely walk some days. But I have a tie to nature. I always have. I actually used hiking to help me lose weight and wish I could again. Good news is that we got a small SUV and now I'm thinking I can car camp. Won't have to worry about getting up and down out of a tent and I can be in nature. There's only one issue. My worship can make people uncomfortable. I like to be nude and loud. Sometimes I use my sexuality to worship as well. I definitely don't want to encroach on anyone, and all the campsites I can find are communal. There's no way I could worship, and even if I toned it down, there would be distractions and not the silence and nature that I want. How do I find a place? Well, looked into their posting history, and they mostly post in subreddits about women with autism, bisexuality, being non-binary, Dungeons and Dragons, anti-work, chronic pain, crystals, polyamory, etc.
Anti-work is such a cool just idea in general. That rocks.
That subreddit is hilarious. It has some of the funniest shit that's ever happened in Reddit. Because it is brutal. There was a whole incident with a moderator on there went on on Fox News to talk about it or something, and it was the most disgusting out of work pervert that could, with deep autism, trying to talk on the TV with like just shit in the background, just like a filthy room. It was hilarious. It almost felt like, all right, this is a psyop or something, right? Like, there's no way. You're like, oh no, that's just a Reddit mod
setup. Oh god, that rocks. Yeah, I have to say, it doesn't seem like you left the username out for this gal in case one of us wanted to look them up online for no reason. But
sure, yeah. I'm sure since they post in 1,000 different subreddits that we would talk about on the show, we'll stumble onto her again, or them, or whatever the hell.
Gotta say, all right, you gain 100 pounds. Okay, 100 pounds, good amount of weight. In a year. It's pretty
tricky.
Good.
That's a tricky one.
Pretty good. To gain 100 pounds and then become practically disabled, what are we talking? What's the start? Where are we starting at? What's the baseline here?
Well, I don't know. This is someone who, I mean, just all the interests and everything. And at one point, they had eating disorder because they were exercising till they destroyed their body. God. This is someone who's just 100% all in on anything at any given moment, to the point of destroying their body, and either be it being as healthy as possible or as unhealthy as possible.
Okay, well, closing this chapter in my book, and now I'm going to get into the eating ding-dongs until I throw up chapter. So
okay, like a pound, to gain like 1 pound, that's like it's like what? How many calories is that?
Oh boy, I mean, because maintenance is like 2,000 calories.
3,500 calories. So
yeah, so you're almost doubling your caloric intake for a day to do that.
So let's do some quick math. So that's an extra 350,000 calories for the year. That's almost an extra 1,000 calories a day for the whole year. Which is a good... Which, you know what? You can sneakily do that. But for, hey, we've all had a couple weeks, right? Where it's like, fuck, what am I doing? But 52 weeks... or every day consistently 1,000 extra calories a day than you should be eating. That's tough. That's
you know what? And more power to her.
Yeah. Cool. More power to whatever polyamorous thing she's got going on too.
Yep, for sure. Well, good. Glad we're going back to witches patriarchy again. Never gets old. So
absolutely not. It's so good.
Hey, speaking of polyamory, Reddit user Mundane Temperature posted, "I don't have to camp. Camping sucks." To the subreddit r polyamory. Both of the guys I'm currently seeing are camping this weekend with their primary partners. Part of me feels like I should feel left out and othered, but the other side tells me that I watercolor painted all day, talked to my best friend, ate pizza, drank a bunch of White Claws, and I'm currently watching the next season of Umbrella Academy in the comfort of my air-conditioned apartment, and I feel pretty good about the fact that I'll be a welcome respite after their outdoor adventures. Polly is the best.
Never believe any time these people say that stuff. Why does it always sound so fake? I should be jealous. Well, of course I'm not. I'm drunk eating pizza on my couch.
What do I have?
Why would you think I'm depressed? It's always that. It's never like, I don't care. I'm out exploring the world. It's just I'm inside drunk and
watching
eating a
the gayest TV show imaginable.
The worst show of television, of TV history, whatever it is. I know we talked about it in previous episodes.
Fun. I'm having fun.
And by the way, it does sound great. I agree. But I also know that there's usually a cost. There's usually a severe
but at what cost? Yeah.
Cost. Yeah.
Okay.
Polly is best.
Polly. Now I
Go back and listen to
am
the Polly
thinking
episode we did. That was a good one.
that was a good one. I'm thinking of Alfred E. Newman saying, "What, me Polly?" Instead of "Who, me worry."
Well, get the shirt. Print up the shirt. I don't know what
Up the printing press.
I don't know what else would happen with that shirt. I don't know why that would be on there. Not relevant.
It's just literally Alfred. We're getting sued by Mad Magazine, a defunct literal periodical, for making a polyamorous joke about their gapped tooth mascot. That'd rock so much.
If the Michael Mouse thing is fine, I think we'll be Mad Mag lawyers will hold off.
The 900-year-old Mad Magazine lawyers.
Hey, go buy the Michael Mouse T-shirt on our store. Report this post.storeenvy.com.
Yeah, somebody did this week.
I saw that. Yeah, it's good. It's a fun shirt. We've sold quite a bit of those actually. Oddly enough,
an obscene amount of those for what it is. Yeah. But
so
we need
yeah,
some more.
Oh, there's also a sale on episode topics to purchase over on the same store. You can just go to reportthispost.com. You can find a link right there if you want to buy. We've had a bunch of people buy topics this week. Some of them are actually good. And then there's all the other ones. But, whew. Go ahead.
That's what we'll have to say about that for the time being, folks.
Yeah, it's a fun contrast. A couple of them I'm like, fuck yeah, that's going to be great. And then the next one comes out, I'm like, well, hopefully I die after that last episode. I don't have to deal with this fucking one. You guys. Hey, glamping is all the rage, I guess. Or at least it was, I don't know, 7 years ago. I don't know if people still talk about it. But I found this review on TripAdvisor. It's a place called Lopez Farm Cottages and Tent Camping. The title review: barely average, not glamping as advertised. This place was very peaceful, but we felt misled by the website. First of all, unless you are staying in one of the cottages, you are far from, quote, glamping. We stayed in one of the camp nests, and there was so much to be desired. The site states to just bring your coffee cup, towel, and flashlight. Well, the coffee at the camp building was absolutely disgusting. Nasty old coffee pot, bitter, foul coffee, Kirkland's best. The area for drying dishes were all rusted out and dirty. Utility sink had a big crack in it, and everything was really dirty. The bathrooms were absolutely filthy. The cooler at the site was also dirty. Also, the furniture at the sites were really old, crappy, and mismatched. It seems like the owners are doing the bare minimum and satisfied with things being just decent enough to get away with. Well, the owner of Lopez Farm Cottages and Tent Camping responded. And let me just say, folks, you're not gonna guess where this this is gonna go. This is a good one. We are truly distressed that you had a bad experience. There's no question that our camping standards have suffered recently. My partner Ann and I started this project 20 years ago and have had a perfect record for a spotless facility. I maintain and develop the physical end of the project while Ann manages the reservations and housekeeping. She was excellent at both disciplines. 5 months ago, Ann was diagnosed with an aggressive cancer and had to move off the island to be close to the hospital. With our concern for Ann, we lost focus on the housekeeping. Ann passed the last day of July, and we are now beginning to recover. Your review helped us realize that we need to refocus our energy back to our guests' needs. Our promise to you and all our guests is that our priorities again include a spotless facility that our guests have come to expect through the years. Whew.
Slowly slipping in, changing the tense of Ann takes care of, took care
and maintained.
She died. Oh, brother. I gotta know how, what combination of words did you put into Google in order to find this post? Did you?
I was looking for a great place to stay in an island off of Tacoma, Washington.
Just typing in campground death, campground cancer.
Oh boy, glamping, huh? What do you think?
Actually, I would at this stage in my life, I'd probably be into it. Yeah,
that would be how I would have to do it with the kids and everything. It would have to be.
Oh sure, yeah, full amenities. Yeah,
yeah, just even that, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Either that or nothing. Like absolutely
dirt patch.
Yeah. A hole in the ground.
Just sleep. Just piling up pine needles and just sleeping there. Like, all right, this is where we're at for the next 8 days.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. I know people do frown on the whole or look down on it, but I mean, it's like essentially having a really nice cabin in the woods, you know?
Sure,
Seems
but
nice.
It's not your responsibility to take care of. So,
ugh.
And it's also no longer Anne's responsibility because she's dead. So.
Yeah, Anne is in heaven, tidying up the place up there, cleaning up the heroin needles on Jimi Hendrix nightstand in heaven.
Getting to heaven with just a bucket and a feather duster, and like, all right, time to get to work, I guess. This is what I've always wanted.
Cool for eternity. I'll never not do this.
What a saintly woman. Great. Hey, Mr. Cellophane went to the advice site Girls Ask Guys to find out. If a guy asked you if you wanted to go camping as a first date, would you be interested? Assuming you've talked to the guy 2 to 3 times, and then he asks you to go camping, what would you say? Surprisingly, no women had any suggestions, but another guy, AgroJag, commented, if a girl asked me to go camping on the first date, I'd definitely say yes. I'd just smuggle a GPS tracker somewhere on my person and tell everyone that if I didn't come back, then log on and see where my body is. I'd also hollow out one of my teeth and put a cyanide capsule in there in case she tries torturing me. Another guy, GT Coop, replied, Jesus, just ask her out to lunch or the movies.
Yeah. Oh my God.
These guys with like these grandiose ideas of like their first date. It's like you guys aren't getting that far. If you're going to a website called Girls Ask Guys for advice and no one's giving you advice on it, good luck.
Yeah. Don't trust again named Mr. Cellophane, by the way. As far as dating goes.
Asking for a friend, could you go out in the woods with a woman on the first date?
How far can a woman's scream travel in the outdoors area? Anyone know? Curious? Did he?
How do you remove a battery from a cell phone? Make it untraceable.
Okay, cool. That's an interesting website. Should check back in on that.
Oh, it's a good one, yeah.
Next week's episode might actually be a good one for that, but we'll see. We'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, as if we are like in the woods or something, right?
Sure.
I don't know what I'm doing with my life.
It's okay.
A woman on the subreddit Our Texas Views shared a picture of a great view she had while kayaking somewhere over there in Texas. Texas style. And a gentleman named Profile003 commented on it. Looking at your posting history, you spend a lot of time by yourself for a 26 or 27-year-old fit blonde woman who's a pharmacist. Your dad's a doctor too. Wealthy family you got. And the OP responded, "You're a weirdo. And who says I'm alone?" To which Profile003 said, 8 years and not a mention of a boyfriend. Either you're a hoe, super secretive, or alone. You like your body, so I'm sure you show it off. You probably get a decent amount of male attention. Reddit women tend to skew towards the slutty side. You don't post your face, so you might be insecure. If you have before you deleted it. Could be a butterface and guys don't stick around after they fuck you. However, you have a wealthy family, so you may be anxious about bringing dudes around your parents. High standards and whatnot. That could be a roadblock for lots of men. Either way, you're odd.
She's
the weirdo.
Odd. She's the weird one. Oh, to be a woman on the internet with just a guy going through every single thing you've ever posted and writing up some sort of strange bio about you.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a 26 or 27-year-old fit pharmacist woman that likes outdoors. What a fucking freak.
And who likes to show off her body, too. So not only is she a freak, she's a whore. So,
or she's a hoe. Don't see that one thrown around from
not anymore. Yeah, that's a real
white guys on there, especially.
That's a mid-aughts thing. Yeah, that's hoe for show. Remember that? Gosh, yeah. Well, brother, you missed out. Then let me tell you,
I respect women. Okay, that's too big of a laugh. Way too big of a laugh.
What a leap! All right, sure. Okay.
Why don't we leap to our next post?
Sure. Reddit user InAName38 went to the subreddit r wilderness backpacking to ask, irrational fears while backpacking? Is it common to get bugged out while in a tent at night? My girlfriend sometimes worries about animals scampering around our tent, but this doesn't really bother me. Myself, I get irrationally afraid of backwoods axe murderers or serial rapists, or torture gangs, or any other number of B-horror movie nightmares that sound completely preposterous once the light of day hits. But at night, wrapped tightly in a mummy bag like one of Dexter's victims bound in shrink wrap, I feel like a sitting duck, and every crack of a twig or crunch of a leaf causes adrenaline to dump into my bloodstream. It doesn't happen every night in the backcountry, and I can't really explain what sets it off, but it's irritating because it prevents a good night's sleep, and it doesn't matter how much I try to rationalize with myself. And I love everything else about backpacking. Share your similar concerns or stories or your advice if you have it. Besides, don't be a pussy, because I've already tried telling myself that and it doesn't work. The top comment on this post was a link to a Glock G20 semi-automatic pistol.
You know what? Not a bad idea.
If you're going to be going backpacking in the backcountry, probably comes in handy, yep.
Yeah, and you're worried about torture gangs.
Rape gangs. Those things that we hear, every day on the I had to stop watching the news due to all the stories about the rape torture gangs all over the United States.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's some. It's more like in Mexico and stuff like that, probably. Right?
Sure. Yeah. It's a very conservative statement to make. Yeah.
What does that mean? I'm not sure what you're getting at, Fred.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That would be more if you were saying they were coming up here to do it, but you're just saying they're just staying down there.
Eventually they do. Yeah. There are roving torture gangs. They don't stay in one spot. Just
build
hanging
that
out.
wall.
Yeah. You don't just see a gang just stopped in the middle of a forest, just waiting for their call to move to the next spot. Like in a.
Man, we've been waiting here for weeks.
Strategy game.
Waiting for somebody to click on a tower. Yeah. Been waiting to rape guys for weeks.
On my way, boss. And they just go rape a blonde-haired woman. You got it, boss.
Done raping her, and like a bunch of sparkles come off. You level up.
Yeah, you just see the gang goes, and then just the clouds, and then a shoe flies out of it. Great animation.
It's just an ampersand and shit flying around. Yeah. That's fun. We have fun.
Great. We need developers out there who want to make a new game. Boy, do we have an idea for you. Hey, you know what kind of folks might be into that game? Some folks over at 4chan, which is where I found this next post. I was caught on camera in my workplace farting and possibly doing other things to my coworker Marcy's lunch and her water bottle. And 5 days ago, she caught on to me and alerted my boss, who then reviewed the footage and handed it to the authorities. Yesterday, after I was fired, I fled work and drove several hours away and stayed in my car overnight and turned my phone off. This morning, when my parents left for work, I went back home and packed up most of my shit. I've been ignoring all phone calls, but I've had messages from my parents saying 2 police officers came to our door this afternoon asking for me. I don't know if my parents were told what I was wanted for, but I just messaged them back and told them I was safe and wouldn't be home for a while. I have my tent and a few other camping supplies, because I'm an avid camper and outdoors person, so I have basically everything needed for survival, and I bought some other supplies, probably enough for a week-long stay outdoors, and I'm currently driving to a location I've camped before that's pretty hard to find. I'm fairly certain the footage the police have by now will incriminate the shit out of me and more than likely land me in prison. I just know if when I go back to face the music, this is going to be all over the news and social media, and I'll be completely fucked. I may have to turn off my phone for a few days, as I don't really want to risk the police possibly tracking me down. How fucked am I, Anons? Really? Is it truly over for me? It is, in fact.
Okay. All right. This is a true bug out guy. This is a guy who was prepared to disappear.
Well, you know, when you have a hobby like farting on your coworker's lunch and water bottle.
Farting and possibly doing other things is a hell of a way.
Could be almost any horrific possible
anything.
Thing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna guess it's all of the ones you might be thinking of. What's up with this water bottle? It smells weird. I thought I just cleaned it before I came to work today.
Spending weeks farting in your in your coworker's lunch, that to only realize later that there's a video camera.
What a fun thing to catch, though, if you're a boss. I would love... That would be why you own a company, so you can catch a guy farting on someone's food.
You know what? That's true.
Because you're going to show it to everyone, you know.
You
can't not.
You guys
show
gotta
that.
check this out. This freak, this tech guy I had working for me.
Kind of a weird, quiet guy. Didn't seem too messed up. Just kind of kept to himself. Well, unfortunately, he likes to put his ass on Marcy's water bottle.
Bringing it up on the big rear projection TV outside on his patio that he normally watches Buffalo Bills games on.
Absolutely.
Showing it to everybody.
Drunk as a skunk.
Oh, but face as red as a beet.
Oh, boy. He's probably done far worse through the women at his office, but not on video.
There's no camera in here, and the door locks from the inside, and I'm the only one who can open it. Call that the Matt Lauer. Folks, look that up.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to stop right here because we're going to finish the rest of this episode over on patreon.com/reportthispost. That's right. If you enjoyed this first 20-ish to 30-ish minutes of the episode, you'll be happy to know that there's about an hour extra of this one over there on patreon.com/reportthispost. Head over there. And all you got to do is subscribe for $5 a month. You'll get every single full episode with dozens of more posts a month, plus an additional bonus episode every single week. Unbelievable. This is literally millions of posts that we read on the air every single month. Possibly billions. I have not counted. In fact, I can't count. I'm actually illiterate as well. But irregardless, patreon.com/reportthispost, and we'll see you over there, and God bless.